Let us not forget that the world was created tohu veBohu. In other words, as they say, without form and void. It was created from the world of tohu, which is higher than the world of rectification. It's created with the name Elohim. Elohim is the representative of the world of tohu. Tohu veBohu comes out to be 430, which is 5 times Elohim. In this 5 times Elohim is a great secret, because Elohim represents the 5 dinim in this world, which come from the other side. It's related to the world number 120. It's related to a lot of factors here. But for me, tohu is spelled tov, hey, vav. But then this amazing word, veBohu. veBohu comes out to be 19. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that the number 19 today could relate to the COVID-19 name. That obviously comes from the world of dinim. And when you deal with a name, you deal with the whole name here. It's veBohu. Because it has to do with the letter Vav also. So it's not just Bohu, it's Tohu veBohu. The Vav is very important here. They say that the Bohu could be from the deep. Could be from the 16,000 amos deep, where the waters are. It very well could be, because in the word tohum, we have, by the way, tov, hey, vav of tohu, and then a final mem, which is the 13th letter, which mem represents water, and water could very well be those from the deep of Bohu itself, which is Bohu, Bet, Hey, Vav is 13, which is represented in the final letter Mem of Tahum. So this COVID-19 virus comes from Tohu. And what does this mean? It means we must enter this world of Tohu and Bohu, and enter Bohu itself, the underneath depths of the earth. And isn't it funny now that we're sending a rocket, a private rocket to the moon, in the exact time that we received the virus from the Tohum, the depths of the earth, and the stones of Bohu within the earth, and the center of the earth, like where the source comes. And it's not strange also that we were delayed one day until Shavuos, because the 50th day, the Nun of Shavuos, relates very much to this. The 50, in a sense, relates to Elohim. And this is very deep. What's deep about it is that COVID-19 comes from the name Elohim. And in a certain sense, Elohim is higher than the word Yud Hey Vav Hey, which is a deal of mercy. And until one can find out that Adonai Hu Ha Elohim, which is the day of Yom Kippur. But there's a parallel for me on the day of Shavuot, which for me is the giving of the Torah from the level of Elohim. Not included with the name Adonai. In other words, in a certain sense, Elohim is the representative of Tohu in our world today. And until we recognize Elohim and its powers and what it's doing, again, we're masking the real. In a certain sense, Elohim is wiping out those who are sick, wiping out those that are infirmed, old. It sounds unmerciful, doesn't it? But sometimes the unmerciful is the most merciful. It's a purging until we recognize. As you know, I don't believe in medicine. I believe what I'm saying here. I don't believe in the medical model. I'm gonna call Dr. Burks the medical model with her scarf and her curve going down. I don't believe in trusting in medicine. Oh, they'll find a cure. They'll find nothing. Because something else from the world of Tohu and its representative Elohim will come up. And it's 120 permutations of Elohim, which is the word, is the 120 years given to Moses. And it's a 5-letter word, five for each of the final letters, the dinam. And it's a 5th level. Don't have to stretch that 4 level. It's a 5th level. Elohim is the 5th level. It's up at the Yehida level. To be able to absorb the Ein Sof and to absorb the Sitra Akra, the other side in the Ein Sof. And this comes from Bohu, veBohu, 19. 2nd verse of the Bible, the Torah. And the earth was tohu veBohu. And the 120 is also represented in the letter Samech in full. Samech, Mem, final Kaf. 120. Which is the 5 permutation, the permutations of 5 letters. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 in our world. It's also Samech is the number 600, which is given in the shofar, plus it's 14 perics of the yad that holds the shofar, which comes out to be 600. And that 600 is also shown in the final mem. So the name Samek in full is equivalent to the final letter mem. And Samek in full is also is 600, but it's 120. And mem is 40, which is 80. And then Samek in full, the 120. And so you see these 40s and 20s all related here. And Samek is 15, which is the number of, well, let's talk about something else. COVID-19. COVID-19 is a gift. It's a matan, coming to Matan Torah on Shavuos. As Moses goes up and spends time up like the rocket. And then comes down and sees the golden calf, sees money. And that the people really didn't leave Egypt. And the people never left Egypt. I don't think I put it on, but we're all slaves. Slaves to money, and get back to work and travel on buses. Instead of examining the signs, the oaths, the ayats in Islam. Everything's an ayat. But you have to learn how to read. School, they gave me remedial reading when I was 7 years old. 7 years old, I got remedial reading. I want to read the signs. You know? It's like going for a drive and reading the signs on the highway. You don't even have to be literate to read the signs on the highway. You know, they're in pictures. People are able to understand pictures. Those are signs. That's what was done on the cave walls. They drew a buffalo, a deer. Didn't have to be literate in French literature. Or know Pig Latin. Or be able to read letters. Signs. Now, it's a sign that the veBohu is 19. And so I ask you to internalize this. I'm not going to speak more. You internalize. What does that mean? What does COVID-19 mean coming here now? What is it teaching us about people? What does it teach us about people's goals and desires? What does it teach them about us about relationship to the earth? Or what our role is in society, what our role is in general. That's it. I'm going to start talking like that, and that you take some of this with you, so to speak. I'm going to be doing a thing about the petite objet petite a, object petite a. I'm going to tell people to look it up. Start reading about it. Lacanian, L-A-C-A-N, Lacan, object petite a. Look it up. See what I'm talking about? We have such fear of the dinam. We have such fear of the world of tohu, higher than the world of tikkun. And how are you going to enter the world of tohu if you don't enter it by dinam? Because it's too strong. The lights are too strong in tohu. Just like these lights, killing 100,000 here in America. So far, they're harsh lights, hard dinam. The hard dinam come from the first day of Rosh Hashanah. It's 320. It's Leah. Then the soft dinam come from the second day of, or represented in the second day of Rosh Hashanah. Did I say 320? Right. Then the second day of Rosh Hashanah is 280. Those are the final letters. The harsh dinam are 84 times 5. And what happens in the harsh dinam? Those are the dinam from the name Elohim without the Kedusha letter of the Aleph. So it's 84 times 5, that's 320. Excuse me. Yeah. 84 times 5. No, it's 420. Got it wrong here. Click, click. Got it wrong. The harsh dinam 320. The others are 280. The dinam come together and make 600, which are alleviated by the shofar. The shofar at 600 is 586, plus it's 14, the perek, but that 600 is also the samek in full and the mem that I was talking about. I'm trying to relate this to COVID-19. And I'm trying to relate the name Elohim to COVID-19. And that the name Elohim has been lost. It's up to us to find it and re-find it. And we bring it. Elohim is the left side. The merciful is on the right. Today, as I'm speaking, this is Malkuth Sheba Malkuth, the 49th day of the Omer, which also represents Malkuth. It also represents Elohim. Elohim sometimes comes from Malkuth, so let me leave it like that. When Yud Hey Vav Kei comes from Teferet, Elohim can also come from Malkuth. And that's how you get a Keter Malkus when the Malkus is today, Malkus Sheba Malkus. You know, the Malkus of the kingdom and the Malkus of the human, and the Malkus rises, and tomorrow becomes Keter Malkus of Shavuos. The 50th gate of Bina, which is also Elohim. And it brings up the 50th gate, which was Keter Malkus. And there's a parallel between the Keter Malkus. There's a parallel between the Malkus and the Bina. Because why? Because there's only one feminine, and she shows herself two ways. She shows herself Malkus, and she shows herself Bina. There's only one. That's why there are two Heys. It's the same letter. In Yud Hey Vav Hey, there are two. There's Yud and there's Hey, and then there's Vav. That's not the same as the Yud. The two Heys are the same. And that's why we wait for another story. COVID-19 comes from the name Elohim, which is a representative of the world of Tohu veBohu, and is a specific representative of veBohu, which is also 19 in Gematria.